guys, welcome back to my channel and thank you for being here today. Today I'm just going to be doing a laid back whisper ramble while I munch on some grapes, which I have here in front of me. I'm a big grape fan. I was munching on some grapes the last whisper ramble I did. I remember in the last video I was eating, what were they called? They're like candy grapes, and they're like my favorite grape, but they haven't had them at my supermarket in a while, and I fear that they're like not gonna do them anymore, so slightly disappointing. Today I'm eating red royal ruby grapes, in case that matters to anybody. They're still good. That was a nice crunchy one. I like them crunchy. So good. My supermarket recently got rid of my boyfriend's favorite cookie of all time. It's very sad. And it's been like 1 to 2 months, so we've had to just accept that it's not coming back, which he's kind of devastated by. These are actually really good. I've just put oil in my hair, so it's a bit kind of straggly and greasy, so I'm just gonna keep it back there. Being a bleach blonde, I am certainly not a natural blonde. It's very damaging on the hair, and I think this will probably be my last year of being a blonde. I've been blonde for like maybe 4 years now, and yeah, it's just really hard on the hair. I've really enjoyed being blonde, but I think next I'll go for like a dark hair color. I don't know, what do you guys think? I've never been dark haired. My hair is naturally just like a mousy brown color. I don't hate my natural hair color, but I've really enjoyed being blonde. My cat is using a litter box. She did this the last time I filmed ASMR, and I don't understand. It's like I start filming and she's like, yep, now's the time. And she just likes to go in there and like scratch around sometimes. I don't even know if she like did anything in there just then. Yes, I'm talking about you. Anyway, sorry about that, but I'm not sure if like when I go dark if I should just box dye my hair. I'm kind of nervous because I've never box dyed before, but obviously it would be a lot more affordable than going to the hairdresser. Being blonde is so expensive. I'm lucky my hairdresser is really great. I've been going to her for years, and she's wonderful at like blending it in with my natural root, so I can get away with not going for months and months at a time. In fact, the last time I got my hair done was the end of November, and I still haven't gone back. I'm actually trying to push it out. I think I'll get away with like a 6-month stint with not going. She is also, my hairdresser is also on maternity leave at the moment, so I will have to go to somebody else, which is kind of scary. So if I can like limit it to 1 to 2 times with somebody else, I'll be happy. Also my bank account will be happy. I kind of just wanted to update you on what's been going on in my life. I've been very inconsistent with my videos lately, which I don't think anyone really notices or cares all that much because my channel is so small, but I hate it when I'm inconsistent, but I just haven't had the time or like the mental bandwidth. I have been learning a whole new job, so there's like a lot of changes going on at my workplace, and because of that I had to start in a new role at the start of this year, like my whole team did, which I always knew was going to happen. It did happen quite abruptly. Like I was anticipated to start in my new role in February, and then I remember I came in one day like mid-Jan, and they were like, alright, you're learning the new job starting today, and it was like, I don't handle sudden change super well. Like that was just, it stressed me out, whereas if I had known like I was starting the following week or something, I probably would have been able to handle that a little bit better. So that was kind of a bumpy start, but I managed to, learn the new role. It was a big because it was all new systems and just a completely new job, I guess. Thankfully I'm in the same team reporting to the same boss, so that definitely took out some of the stress. And I can still work from home, which I love, obviously, but I kind of just learned that job, and then in the past couple of weeks I've been learning another whole new job role, which I was not anticipating at all. Basically I've been moved into another team because the team is really far behind and they were desperate for some help, so my boss was asked to move her top performers over to their team. So me and one other co-worker of mine had to move over because we're the top performers of my boss's current team. Is this making any sense? Anyway, it was unexpected. My boss literally just called us up and was like, hey, this is what's happening, do you see any issues with this? And I'm like, I know you're asking me, but like, do I actually have any choice in the matter? I feel like I was given the illusion of choice, but not really a choice. If you work in the corporate or like office world, you'll know exactly what I mean. So I was super stressed out about that, to be honest. Yeah, I already had a lot on my plate, and then to know that I had to learn a whole new job role when I just, feel like I was gaining confidence in the job that I learned starting in January. I was like, okay, I just know what I'm doing and like confidently, capably can do this job role, and then suddenly I'm being moved again. So I've learned 2 new job roles in the span of like 4 months. And if there's one thing that I've learned from this job, as well as pretty much every job that I've been in, it's that if you are a good worker, all that gets you is more work. I'm sure a lot of you can relate as well. It's like if you are a dependable worker, good at your job, and like you are a top performer, it sounds like a good thing, but really it just means you are going to get more work. They are going to take what they can from you, especially in like a corporate setting, maybe in every setting, I don't know. I do actually really like my job, but mainly because I can work from home, and I do really like my boss and my team. But yeah, there's always going to be elements of any job that you don't love. And sometimes I'm like, dang, I shouldn't have like shown myself to be such dependable. I'm not trying to like hype myself up here, guys. It's just I can't like half-ass anything at work. And sometimes I wish I could, because I see other people doing that, and 1, they get away with it, and 2, it just means they don't get like more work pushed on them because they're just being perfectly average at the job. And I'm like, okay, I should be perfectly average at the job. It's the equivalent of when you bring up a good idea and then your boss or your team or whoever are like, okay, that's your project now, that's yours, and you're like, no, I wasn't like trying to sign up to do that, I was just suggesting an idea. So you kind of have to learn like when to keep your mouth shut, because at the end of the day, like, I'm not getting paid anymore. Yeah, anyway, that's just my little job rant ramble. But yeah, luckily I'm still really enjoying the job. This newest job that I have learned, I'm actually finding to be a lot easier and more enjoyable than the previous one that I was doing. I find it's just a shorter process, and yeah, I'm just enjoying it a little bit more, so it's actually been a pleasant surprise. But during that transition period, I was definitely struggling with stress, and I was just like mentally exhausted, and I guess I've taken on too much, I've put too much on my plate. There was a time right before I sort of transitioned over to this job where I just took on too much in terms of social kind of responsibilities. I shouldn't say responsibilities, but I guess plans, and I'm an introvert through and through, so I really need my reset time. I need time to recuperate. I need my alone time, or just like my home time. And I didn't really give myself enough of that. So even though I was only, hanging out with people like my closest friend and family and whatnot, I stretched myself a bit too thin. I had several people ask me kind of like favors. So I said yes to too much, essentially. And then, aside from like vapors, just socializing in general can be a bit exhausting, especially for me. So yeah, I went out. I go out, like, I'm too old for that now. I used to be a little bit of a party girl when I was younger because I kind of unlocked that ability to socialize when I drank, and that was like the only way that I could make friends and socialize when I was a teenager. That's a whole other story. But anyway, I used to really enjoy partying in my younger years, but now I'm in my mid-20s. I'm like, it's becoming less and less enjoyable to me, and therefore I am doing it less and less. So these days I do it like maybe 4 times a year, and that's more than enough for me. Like, yeah, like every now and then I'll get the craving, and like when I say I go out with like 2 friends and we just like dance the night away. I love to dance, hit the dance floor. We just, yeah, like have a few drinks at my friend's house and then head out. But I feel like every time I've done it, it becomes less and less enjoyable. And we went out to like my favorite club in this area, and normally I can depend on that club to be a good time because they play like good music, like old music, you know, like I can usually always count on them to play some ABBA and to play some like Shania Twain, Man I Feel Like a Woman, and I don't know, they just like play good songs, because to me that's what good club songs are. It's like older songs, I suppose. The clubs in my area never play good new music. Like, to me, good new music to me is like Chapel Roan, Charlie XCX, you know, Billy, Sabrina. Like, those are the kinds of new artists that I like. I normally only really listen to older music, but in terms of new music, that's what I enjoy. That's what I want to hear at the club. Like, hello, Charlie XCX is made for the club. Like, she's the party girl, and they never play her in the clubs in my area, and I don't understand. It really frustrates me like so much. And if they are gonna play new music, it's like not good, in my opinion. These are just my unpopular club opinions, I guess. And yeah, I went to this club that is normally like, they might not play Charlie XCX and Chapel and like the music that I want to hear, but they usually play like the golden oldies, the good ones. You know, I want to hear a bit of Dancing Queen. I want to give me all the ABBA. Give me all the ABBA. Great break. But on this night that I went out, this was a couple of weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. I don't know if the DJ was just off or what, but it was like there was no bangers inside the whole night. Like, they were not playing good music, and it was just a different vibe. There were like heaps of like 18, like fresh 18-year-olds, and I'm like, no, this is normally the club where it's like you're in your 20s, you know what you're doing. You're not a fresh 18-year-old. Like, I don't want to be around 18-year-old boys. Ew. I mean, if I could go to an all-female club, I would, because I'm not there for the males. And the vibes were just off, and like I kind of had a sore stomach, and I stayed for like an hour or 2, but then after a while I'm like, I'm not having a good time. And I was with my best friend and then her partner's little sister, and she's only 18, and I really like her, but she was just kind of like running around, and it felt more like we were babysitting. So I was like, I'm not drunk enough for this, because by this point I had like sobered up. My stomach was sore. I'm very responsible these days, so I'm like, I'm not gonna push myself to keep drinking if my stomach hurts. So I ended up leaving first, and the best part of my night was like literally coming home. No, actually, the best part of my night was like getting ready with the girls. I love doing that, when you're just having, you know, pre-drinks and getting ready. Like, that's my favorite part of a night, guaranteed, hands down. We listen to music, we're vibing, I'm with my girls. But on the car ride home, I'm sitting in the back of the Uber. I'm like, I think I'm getting the age now where like this isn't fun anymore, and that's okay. I'll probably go like another 2 times this year. It'll probably lessen and lessen. My boyfriend's already kind of hit that stage. Like, he doesn't like going the start of my social escapades, and then I really do need like multiple days to recover from drinking. My body just hates it now. Another facet of getting older. And like I broke out so badly, even though I took off my makeup when I got home. I broke out so badly, my stomach was just killing me. I was so tired, I needed multiple days to recover. Like, I'm not 18 anymore. I'm not the young woman I used to be. And yeah, I was already tired, and then that following week I agreed to do multiple favors for multiple people, and then I had like 2 other social things in the week. I'm like, that was too much. And then that kind of kept going, and then just when I saw like end in sight, like peace, like okay, I can fully recuperate, just like do nothing. Like I needed a do nothing weekend. If you're an introvert, you'll probably understand, like when you have multiple weekends in a row where you're doing stuff, being social, it's a lot. Like you just need a weekend where you have nothing on your plate. My favorite weekends are just where I'm crafting and my boyfriend and I are at home and we watch a good movie on a Saturday night, and it's just like chill. There's no other expectations or anything. Those are my favorites, and like I love to have social things in between, don't get me wrong, but I did too much at once, and I was kind of tired and stressed because of that, because my routine was so thrown out. And then I learned that I had to learn this new job, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then my parents are actually moving. They're literally moving this weekend, so that's a big change. They're actually moving closer to me, so that'll be nice. But you know, that's a big change. And because they are moving, I have a caravan that I park at their house, and they were kind of wanting to hold on to the caravan as a backup plan, like if they didn't have a house to move into. But now they don't need it, and suddenly it's like, you need to get rid of this, like you need to move it, and it's just like that. I felt a lot of pressure in that way, so I am going to be selling it. But I guess what I'm trying to say is I've had a lot on my plate lately. It's just like it feels like a very transitionary period of life, like even just like my own self, my mental state, my growth. I'm like, wow, my frontal lobe is really developing. Like those little realizations. And also just like physically there's been a lot of changes. But it's nothing bad, like no bad things. Like don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I'm in a bad point of life or anything, it's quite the opposite, but it's just like, you know, when there's like a lot going on. So yeah, that is what has been going on in my life recently. Thank you guys so much for listening to me ramble on while I eat grapes. A good crunchy one to end on. Let me know what's been going on in your life. Are you going through a big transitionary period full of changes, or are things just kind of chill for you? I'd love to hear it. I love hearing from subscribers. I don't get a lot of comments, but everyone I greatly appreciate. So please feel free to comment down below. And if you're that way inclined, please remember to like and subscribe